Okay, so good evening, everyone. You are welcome to week 2 of this uh, digital career development bootcamp for school teachers. As always, we used to start by showing our outlines. That is what we are going to cover for the day. Our today's outlines are as follows. We are going to have a recap on week 1. That is what we covered last week. Then we are going to talk about page setup for official documents. When I say official document, I mean reports, um, proposal, any form of letter or memo. So page setup, how do you set up your page in terms of margin, in terms of fonts, in terms of spacing and what have you. So how do you set up everything and make it looks professional? The next thing is using styles for headings and subheadings. We have headings, we have subheadings. To some extent, we even have subheadings. So how do you use stylings to style all those headings and subheadings? And why is it important to be using headings and subheadings? We are also going to talk about page numbering, which is pagination, and also the table of content. We are going to talk about that also. Then we are going to talk about creating a letterhead. How do you create a letterhead? A good-looking and professional letterhead. We are going to talk about that, and we are going to create that together with you all today. We are going to create timetable also, and we will see how we can simply create a good-looking timetable. We're also going to talk about classified documents, which you have all earlier discussed it with our boss, but it was an introduction. So we are going to talk about, or we are going to see how do you classify documents as confidential, how do you classify document as restricted document, and how do you classify document as maybe a public document. So we are going to all talk about that today by by grace of God. We're also going to talk about how do you convert your documents to PDF, because whenever you have a document, if it is not in PDF format, if you send it to phone or you send it to other devices, there might be a compatibility issue. But if you convert it to PDF, it's always portable and compatible with whatever device you are going to use. Then we are going to have Q&A session, which is question and answer, and then we have conclusion, and then we call it a day. So let's see, let's get down to business of today. We are going to have a recap on week 1. Last week we talked about what do you call it? We talk about understanding record lifestyle, starting from creation, usage, and also disposal. When do you create? You created a document, you use it. After having used it, you are done with it. You then dispose that document. We also talk about file naming and folder structure, which I believe it was discussed thoroughly, and there was enough justice for that particular topic of file naming and file structure. There are also document classification, which we said is there are restricted documents and there are documents that are confidential. You are not allowed to see them. We also talk about what do you call it? Storage options, where we talk about local storage. We talk about external storage. You can store your, what do you call it? Your files in local storage or in cloud storage. We also talk about backup routines, which we said it's very important to consistently be backing up your data or your files on daily basis or on weekly basis or on monthly basis, depending on the circumstances. We also talk about data security and password protection, where we talk about the importance or the essence or the significance of of protecting your data so that it won't be accessible by anybody without any authorization. And then we also talk about email communications, where we talk about how to compose an email, and we see when composing an email, you have to specify the headings. What is the headings of your email, and who are you sending it to? So in sending the email, we have three categories of people. We have two, that's if you want to send it to someone, and then we have CC and BCC. CC stands for carbon copy. If I'm sending a file, let's take, for instance, I'm sending let's say I'm sending a memo, or I'm sending a report to someone. Maybe I'm sending a report to my colleague, or maybe my enumerators. So I will just send it to them.Maybe if it is one person, I will just use two to send it to them, and I will use CC to copy my line manager or my supervisor, so that he will be seeing, or he will be monitoring what I'm doing, and he will see who I send the email to. We also talk about BCC, where we said BCC stands for blind carbon copy. If you are sending to many, for you to protect everybody's email, because email is something very sensitive, and it's highly not recommended to be tampering or to be sharing uh, people's email anyhow. So if you use BCC, it will protect each and every person's email. Nobody can see anybody's email. Everyone will see the email independently without one another. And if you reply, only the person that you send it to will see, only the sender will see your reply. All other recipient will not see your reply. So that is the essence of using BCC. So I believe we all see how you can effectively use email communication. And I believe that's what we have covered last week. And I believe our boss did justice to what we call it, the topic. So our today's class, we are going to talk about what do you call it? Page setup for official document margin and what have you. So whenever we set official document page setup, whenever we talk about page setup and margins, I believe the first thing that will come into your mind, what will first come into your mind when we talk about document management in computer? What will first come to your mind? I believe everybody, what will first come to your mind is what? Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word. So we are using Microsoft Word to write a report. We are using Microsoft Word to design letterhead. We are using Microsoft Word to design a lot of things that you may never know that they exist, or you may never think Microsoft Word can do that. Okay, so let me just open my Microsoft Word. Let me open the Microsoft Word. Excuse me, please. I'll stop sharing my screen and open Microsoft Word. So let me share my screen back. What? Okay. So this is my Microsoft Office. Oh, this is my Microsoft Word interface. So maybe let's just take a brief tour on Microsoft Word before we continue. Let's just take a brief tour. This is title bar. It always carries the document name. It always carries what to save. So if I save it with any name, it will just carry the name that I saved it with. Then we have a file. We have home tab where you can customize everything. That's what we are going to talk about right now. And then we have insert, where we will insert table, we will insert images and what have you. So let's just quickly start with what do you call it? To start with the font size, general customization. So let's just say we have a text like this. Let's say we have a text like this. I will just create a random text. Let's say I have this random text like this. Go. Okay. So I have this random text like this. Now, what I will do is, how do I customize this text? Because you see, this text looks somehow scanty. So what are the official, how can I make it official document, customized in an official, what do you call it, in an official format? Now, the first thing I will do is to change the font style. The font style, the official font style is always Times New Roman. The academic font that time font style is also Times New Roman by default. So by default, it is Times New Roman in both academic and official settings. So now I will change it. So after, if I want to select it, I will select. If I want to format it to that, I will select the entire document first. Then I will come I will come somewhere here, and then I will just start typing Times New Roman. Once you start typing Times New Roman, you will see it automatically appear. When, as far as you make the very good spelling, if the spelling is perfectly okay, to just start. You have spelling mistake, it will not appear. So now this is Times New Roman, and then for the font size, it's 12. The official font size is 12. You see it, then you just hit enter like this. So now you see I've already changed my font style. Now the next thing is um the next thing is spacing, line spacing. That's the next thing is line spacing. So now for the line spacing, um, this one, for instance, if I want to change the line spacing for this one, I will have to select it. Then I will select this. Then I will choose the line spacing I want. You see, for instance, if I choose to 2.5, you see the document has opened widely like this, but the normal font styling is 1.5. Yeah, some are using 1.5, 1.15. That is the normal one. 1.15 is the normal one. But some may choose double line spacing. The double line spacing is 2.0. This one is the double line spacing, and it is 2.0. So that's it. And another thing here is, let's say you have your header. For instance, I have my header here. Let me just say introduction like this. So you see, ideally, there is not supposed to be what do you call it? Too much gap. Let me just get rid of this. Let me change it to 1.15. It is the most formal way of doing it. This one also I'll change it to 1.15. So as you can see, the space between this introduction and this first paragraph is a little bit wider, and that's the formal way of doing it. Unless or otherwise, maybe you want to merge them, or you want to remove the spacing in between them. So if you want to remove the spacing in between them, you just move your cursor somewhere here, and then you just come to this arrow. We call it line spacing and paragraph, and then you will see this remove spacing after paragraph. So once you click on it, it will just it will be a little bit more tight than how it was. But the official or the ideal way of doing it is to add the spacing after the paragraph, so that it will look a bit separated. So that's what we have for font and spacing. And another thing is, whenever you are writing a document or you are writing a proposal, please make sure you justify your document. Make it justified. What we mean by justified is that as you can see, this is the first paragraph. It has two lines, and the first line is longer than the second line, and the third line is the smallest among them. This one, then you see in the second paragraph also, the first line is longer, the second line is followed by the second line, and then this one is bit longer than the of ours. So you see the endings, you understand the space or the ending, the end point of each and every line, it doesn't tally. Not like this one. You see, in this case, the all the starting points start and looks alike. So now, if you want to make them looks alike, also, I want to make them fit the end points. You just highlight everything and just come somewhere here and click justified. You see, so once you click on justified, you see all the text will be aligned in the same line. All the endpoints will be aligned in the same line, unless if the paragraph ends. You understand? Like this one now, you see the paragraphs end, so it cannot be at the last letter will not be at the. So that is it, and that's how you justify your your document. So I believe I did justice to this text customization and setup and page setup. Now the next thing is using styles and headings. So what do you mean by styles and headings? These are styles. You understand? These are styles and headings. So now, I believe you all know what heading is all about. So we have headings, we have subheadings. Excuse me, please. Okay. You see, this one, this stylings and headings is very, very important. It's very, very important. Please take note of that. Um, whenever you are dealing with, whenever you are dealing with a very large document, whenever you are dealing with a very large document, this style and headings will help you a lot. Because number one, once you style a specific heading, once you style a specific heading, you are done. When you are done with styling it, you can simply keep applying it to the rest. But before then, let's talk about the headings. The headings are usually in three categories. We have heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. So now let's do something that I believe everyone will understand. Let's maybe please, I don't know, maybe can you give me a topic, any topic in sciences? Please just give me any topic in sciences that I will just give subheaders and headings and subheading. Just please drop any topic in the comment section so that I will just use it and use headings and subheadings. You are all school teachers, so please just drop any topic. Okay, so let's talk about living thing and not living. I see one chemistry student. Okay, anyways, let me just choose anyone I want, but I think I will go for the first one that says living things and non-living things. Okay, so now, for instance, taking living things and non-living things, let me just say the heading is what? Living things and non living things and non-living things. So that's my headings. You understand? That's my heading and that's my overall heading. So now having this one, I believe everyone will agree with me that that is the first heading, and that's the overall heading. So now let me customize it. If I want to customize it, I will just highlight it like this, and then I will bold it. You understand? And I believe it's already in Times New Roman, and okay with that. And then I've already changed it to 12. Maybe let me change it to 14 so that it will look more bolder and it will look somehow different. And I will centralize it. It should be at the center. It should be at the center. So I will just centralize it like this. So you see, this one is my first heading. This one is my first heading. So now what should I do? Now I will just select this. You understand? So you see, once I select it, it's all scattered my, what do you call it? It scattered my styling. It scattered all my stylings. So now, instead of me selecting it this way, I will just hover over it and then I will right click. Once I right click, I will just say update heading 1 to match the selection. This is telling you that I want to maintain this stylings with bold and Times New Roman, and the font size I chose and everything, and its alignment should be at the center, but I want it to be heading 1, and I want whenever I chose heading 1, it should maintain this certain what do you call it, this certain styling. So I will just select it like this. So you see now my heading 1 is having this certain what do you call it, certain styling. So whenever I choose heading 1, it will just give me this certain styling. So what other topics do we have on oh, let's move to the heading 2. Let's just move to the heading 2. So now let's assume I've finished explaining the what do you call it, living things and non-living things. Now the next thing is what? Let's say I will explain living thing. So let me just say 1.1, for instance. I will say living things like this. So you see, this one is subheading under this. You understand? There's subheadings under this one. This one is already heading 1. I'll get rid of these ones because I don't need them. So I will remove them from the styling. This one also I'll remove them. You understand? So that I will have something meaningful. So now this one also I will select this one. It's already having its own styling. But if I want to maintain this one, I can maintain it. So I'll just say, then I will bold it also, but this time around I want it to be at the left-hand side, not at the center. So I'll just select it this way. So you see now all my heading 2. Okay. So you see now all my heading 2. All my heading 2 will carry this form of stylings. I have 1.1. Now, let's say I have 1.2 somewhere here. I'm done with 1.1. I have 1.2. Oh, let me just, because we'll talk about some of the subheadings after it. So let's say my 1.2 is somewhere here. Let me just say it's somewhere here. So I will say 1.2. I will say non-living thoughts like this. Okay, so I will just select it like this. So you see, this one is what? Subheading. You understand? While this one is heading. So my heading 1 is the entire heading, while this one is subheading under heading 1. So the subheading under heading 1 is what? Heading 2. You understand? So let's say under heading 2, under this heading 2 that I'm having, I have another subheading. So I will say 1.1, I will say maybe characteristics of living like this. You understand? So it's my what? Heading 3. So I will bold it also like this. And then I will just right click and update the layers like this. So now the question is that what is the essence of putting this heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3? Why can't we just style our heading without writing this heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3? Now, the answer is that if you style the first one, if you have another subheading, let's say I have another subheading, I said characteristics. Now, maybe I have another subheading, I will say 1.1.2. What would be the another subheading? I'm not good in biology. I'm not good in biology. Let's just say importance of living things. For instance, don't blame me, please. I told you I'm not good in biology. So it's hereditary, you understand? I want to bold it also. So once I click on this one, it will apply all the stylings that are applicable to what? Heading 2. Well, sorry, heading 3. The same thing if you add another subheading, if you add another heading 3, maybe you say 1.1.3. I will say examples of 11 quotes, for instance. So it's subheading 3. You understand? It is subheading. So you see, once I select it, it will just automatically label it as what? Subheading. The same thing here. If we choose this, I will say 1.2.1. So I will say characteristics of living things. Sorry, not living things. Okay, so it's what? Subheading 30. Oh, it is heading 30. Good. So another one, I will say 1.2.2. I will say, um, let me just say importance on this. Then it is subheading 30 also. So I will just select it like this. So you see, if I have another subheading, I will just select it this way also. I will say qualities of things, then I'll just select this. So you see, I have my headings and subheadings. Maybe let me add too much notes to the text. Let me just add too much notes to the text. I'm adding too much notes to the text. Okay, so now you see I have too much text. Now navigating, for me to navigate, it will be something very difficult. You understand? It will be very difficult for me to navigate. So how do I navigate? Maybe let's say I want to go back to the living thing or I want to go back to the non-living thing. So what you will do is just click on this view and then click on this navigation pen. So you see, after having clicked on this navigation pen, you see all your headings. All the headings you have selected, you will see them there. If you want to navigate to the first one or the last one, you can simply navigate to the last one. If you want to navigate to the non-living thing, you can simply navigate to that. You see, you can simply navigate to that. And you can, if something collapse and uncollapsible, you can collapse and uncollapse it. Like this, that one now, if I select this, you see I've collapsed it, you see I've just collapsed it. There are the edits. You see I've just collapsed everything. So now if I select this one, if I open this one, I have uncollapsed it. You see I'm having this and I'm having the overview of all the headings, all the headings too. And if I open this one also, it will allow me to have overview of all the other headings. And now if I come to the non-limited also, once I open it like this, you see it has automatically open. I can just simply navigate to wherever I want to navigate. And you see these are the quotas and what have you. So this is how you manage your headaches whenever you are having a test. And this is applicable to wherever you are. I use some topics in biology because I believe you are all school teachers. So I just pick any topic. Had it been your workers or other thing, I would have used other domain. So now this is this, and it's applicable to maybe if you are writing a proposal or if you are writing a report, whatever you are writing, please take note of this. Headings, specifying the headings and subheadings is something very, very important. Now, the next thing is page numbering. Page numbering. How do you number your pages? How do you number your pages? Because like this now, I don't know the page number of this. I don't know what page it is. But if I numbered my pages, it can simply allow me to know which pages I am in. So now, if I want to number my pages, I can simply, what do you call it? Go to insert. After I've gone to insert, I come to insert page number. Then I will select, do I want it to be at the bottom or I want it to be at the top? Where I want it to be, wherever I want it to be. So now I want it to be at the bottom. So you see, so allow me to select, do I want it at the left hand side, at the middle, or at the right hand side? Usually it's supposed to be at the middle so that anybody can see what is going. So, okay. So, you see, I've already inserted the subheading. Sorry, I was reading your comments. So you see, I've already inserted the page numbers. You see, this is page 1, this is page 2, and this is page 3, up to page, what do we call it? Which one is the last page? Let me see, the last page is page 21. So that's it, the last page, page 21. That's how you insert the page number. And then the next thing is table of contents. Now, these subheadings and headings I have created. Now, I am supposed to create table of content for them, starting from this limiting and non-limiting. So now, if I want to create a table of content for them, because in any book you are writing, whenever you are writing a book, you are expected to have a table of content for it. So now, okay. Let me just say table of content. You see, I wrote the table of content. Let me just label it as heading 1. Okay, so now, after having done that, sorry, no. So you see, I've created one more. Okay, so now, okay, let me just change this one. Use balance. I want it to be normal, so Okay, so now this is the table of contents. We want to create the table of contents. The first thing you will do is just go to references like this. I'll go to references. Hold on, let me close this. So if you go to references, you will see this table of contents. You just select this table of content. You can select any one you want, but I'm going with this. So you see, it automatically gives me the table of contents. You see, it captures this. Table of contents is in page 1. Living things and non-living things in page 2. You see, it's just captured everything, and it's just give me the overview or the complete outlines of the handbook. So even if it is 200 pages, as far as we have captured headings, subheadings, and sub-subheadings, it will automatically generate, what do you call it? It will generate this for you. And also, if you want to navigate, using these outlines, if you want to navigate, let's take, for instance, I want to navigate to example of the living things. Once I click on control, once I hold the control key and just click on it, it will automatically navigate me to whichever sub or whichever outline I have just selected. That's another beauty of it. And also another beauty of it, whenever you make any updates, let's say for instance, you have added another subheadings here, and you say 1.5, for instance, the essence. Let me just say essence. For instance, so once I use it as subheading 30, for instance, so if I go back to this, you see there is nothing like essence somewhere here. There is nothing like essence. So once I update my table of contents like this, it will show me to update the entire table, and you see it has just updated the entire table, and it's included essence of the living things, and you see it's in what's in page number 5. So this is how you do it, and this is how the table of contents looks. Now, I believe we have done justice to this stylings, numbering, and then table of contents. Now, the next thing we are going to talk about is creating a letterhead. So now, how do we create a letterhead? I'm going to create a letterhead. Let me just create it in another file. Let's save this one first. I will just say, if I want to save a file, I will just click on this file. But before saving it, you see it's now document 1. Can you see? It's now document 1. That's if you don't save it. So if you want to save it, you just click on here and just choose save or save as. If it is the first saving, you choose save or save as. If you are saving it for the first time, then I will go to browse. Then you can navigate. You can navigate to any folder of your choice. But for my own case, let me just save it in desktop. But in desktop, I will just create a folder in desktop. Let me just name the folder teachers bootcamp, so that I will save the folder in it. I will just say uh, annual reports. And what is today's date? Today's date is 14th or 13th. Let me just say 13th February 2026. So annual report 13th February 2026. So you see, I've already saved my file with the name, and if you can look at it clearly here, the name already displayed. Now, let me quickly move to creating of letterhead. So now, if you want to create a letterhead, as you know, creating a letterhead or having experience of creating a letterhead is something very important, because there is no any organization or office that is not having this letterhead. So now, what is letterhead and what letterhead is all about? The letterhead, it's always representing your company, and whenever you write a letterhead, whenever you submit a proposal with letterhead, it's just telling people that this letterhead or this document is from company. So now let's quickly start drafting letterhead. The first thing you will do is go to insert, then you will see shapes. You go to shapes, you will see this, so it's an A icon. We call it what? We call it a text box. So please take note of this. We call it a text box. Now, you just take your text box. First, I will write technologies. Technologies. So I will write technologies, and then I will hit enter, and then I will say address first below. That's our address. First below Babudo Plaza, above Jojo CD. Someone is raising his hands. Let me just see what is going on in the comment section. Someone must have said something. So someone is saying, okay, my screen was frozen. Let me just reshare it. Sorry, please. I am very, very sorry. Okay, please, can you see it now? Can you see the screen? Sorry, please. I'm very sorry for that. Jojo CD Tudunwada. So maybe I have to retake another text box since we are not seeing earlier. So I will just, if you want to, let me just copy my text so that once I took, yeah. So you go to insert, as I said earlier, you go to insert, you come to shapes, then you see this text box and just drop it somewhere here. So now you will see why we choose to use text box, sorry. So now I've already wrote this, Hamad Technologies above Jojo Kuruwada, sell. For instance, and then I will write the, what do you call it? I will write the email, official email, for at Hamad. What Hamad Technologies.com or write Hamad Technologies. Euro 1 at gmail.com. So you can write two, what do you call it? Two emails. Then I will write two phone numbers. Okay, good. So plus 234, F1, 07, 07, 32, 630, like this. Then I'll put comma and then I'll say plus 234, 7, 0, 6, 6, 30, 95, 65, like this. So you see, this is what I have, and this is what I have in the what do you call it, in my text box. Now let me just highlight everything and put it what in Times New Roman. That's the official and formal way of doing it. And I will remove this. You see, I will also remove paragraph after space. Good. So you see, this is how my distance should look. This is how it should look. Now I will centralize it. I'll put everything at the center. Sorry. If you want to put everything at the center, you just select this. Once you select this, everything will be at the center. Now the next thing is to highlight this. Then we select the name we want. Let me just select blue. Let me just select blue, and then I will build it, and then let me just increase the font. Let me just increase the font. I think this font is okay. Yes. I think this font is okay. Okay. So for this one also, I will increase it. Let me just change it to top. I think top is fair enough. Okay. So now, okay, good. So now, this is Hammer Technologies. Let me just insert an image. Let me insert an image. But before I insert an image, you see this text box. If I leave it like this, whoever see you say, yeah, this is a text box. And I told you earlier that I will explain why do we put text box instead of just writing Hammer Technologies like this. Write your Hammer Technologies and then move your text. The reason why we didn't do that is because if we do it this way, we are going to have flexibility. We can move it wherever we want to move it without any problem. But if we use what do you call it, if we didn't use text box, sorry, if we use text box, we can move it, but if we didn't use text box, we cannot move it the way we want. So now the next thing is inserting an image. So let's quickly insert an image. If you want to insert an image, you just go to insert and then go to pictures. You just pick your logo. Good. So now you see I picked my logo, but if you can see clearly, I cannot move the logo the way I want. Though I can resize it, you see, but I cannot move it from one place to another. Whenever I try moving it, it's not going anywhere. So what happened and what should we do? Now, the first thing we should do is just select the picture. After having selected the picture, you'll see wrap text somewhere here, and then you select behind. Let me just select behind. So once you select behind, you see you can move it wherever you want to move it. Yeah. So let me just resize it like this. Good. So now let me pick this. Yeah. Sorry, I think this color is okay. I had wanted to do something like that, but I think this one is okay. I've seen so many comments. Let me just see if There is something. So some are saying my screen is still fixed. Please, can you see my screen or it's still fixed? Can you see my screen? Just say yes, please, if you can see it. Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you, Husseini. Thank you for your response. Thank you, Abdullahi. Thank you, Umar. Okay, so I think we are good to go. Now, you see, whoever sees this and he see this border, he will say definitely this guy is using text box. So how do I remove the border? And another thing, you see, if I do it somehow like this, you see it's still showing the text box because it's clothing some, what do you call it, some things, some of the image. But how do I remove all those things? Well, the first thing is to remove the border of the text box or shape. So I will just go to I will select my shape and then move to shapes. After you have gone to insert shapes, you just select outline and just choose no outlines. You understand? And the same thing with the shape format. Sorry, the same thing with background color. You select shape fill and just write no fill. So now, even if you move your image to wherever you want to move it, you see it's transparent and the image is no transparent. Good. Now, so now you see nobody will say this is a text box because I have already worked on that. Okay. So now the next thing, let me just go to my shapes again. Let me go to my shapes. Please, I'm coming. Give me just a moment. Please, just give me 1 minute. Okay, talk. I will go to shapes again. I will this time around. I'm picking this. I will select it from here to here. Good. You see, I've just selected it. Good. I have selected this. I will duplicate it. So if I want to duplicate it, you see I've already selected it like this. I have selected my shape. So if I want to duplicate it, I'll just press Control and then drag it like this. So you see I've just duplicated the image. But I think before I duplicated it, let me make it a very, very bold. Let me make it bold enough. If I want to make it bold, I will just go to outline and then you see this weight, you just select it. I think this one is okay. Yeah, this one is okay, I think. No, it's too bold. Sorry, this one is too bold. Let me choose something. Yeah, so I think this one is okay. But the upper one should be black. So I will just go to shapes and then the the outline should be like this. And I should choose black. Yes. Good. Now I'll write our ref and your ref. I will write our ref and your ref. So the writing our ref and your ref also I should use text box so that I can be more flexible. I will just say our ref. Let me choose the font styling to be usually we use this one. Though there are other ones we use, but this one is one of the most frequently used one, though it's not readable. Let me just choose something readable. This one is not readable also. Let me just choose this one. I think this one will be okay. I'll just change the font and everything. Let me just change the font and continue. Shape fill, no fill. Shape outlines, no outlines. Okay. So this is the text box. Okay, so now our ref, sorry, I've copied with the letterhead. So you just select this, hold control, and then move it wherever you want to move it, but make sure you hold control. Then you write your ref. Okay. Here also I'll change it to capital letter. Good. So now I will use the dates. Then I will choose date. So here I will write date. Good. So if you like, you can write your CAC registration number somewhere here, and if you like, you can leave it like this. So now you see we have just created a simple letterhead. This is how you can simply create a letterhead. Once you create this letterhead, anybody that sees it will know that yeah, this is representing Hamad Technologies. Let me try printing so you see. Okay, so now we have created our what do you call this letterhead. There are different kind of letterhead, but this one is just a simple one and it's more professional. You can create any one you want, depending on your choice. But I'm just teaching you the basics of how you can simply create that. Now, the next thing is creating a timetable. Please, we have to be as fast as possible because we have already spent too much time. Okay, so how do I create a timetable? Now we all know that When creating a timetable, we have 5 days, Mondays to Fridays, and we have period 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2 to 4. Oh, I know for the secondary school, oh, yeah, the secondary school is quite different. So first thing I will do is just go to insert. After having gone to insert, we go to table and then grab tables. Sorry, it's supposed to be somewhere here. So please, my listing. Okay, I have to correct another. Will be correct. So I'll go to insert, and then I'll go to table, and then select number of columns I want and number of rows I want. Both. So I'll say is slash time 9 to 10 to 12. I will change the first one place to, I will change it to 8 to 10, 10 to 12, then break, and then 12, 15, 12, and then 4 to 6, like this. Please, I'm just doing it in a such a way that I will understand. Someone is still raising his hand. Adrauk Umar. Sorry, let me share the entire screen. I believe you must have been seeing the screen now. So let me just quickly go to that table again. Oh, I believe, yeah. So I haven't done anything new. So now you just customize the table for the font stylings and font size and everything. I just put the font style. Wow. Now for the headers, we'll say here we have Monday. Wednesday, sorry. So the Wednesday should be in the next line. So now, if I want to add another line, okay. So now I'll just click on enter. So you see, this is how you can keep creating your tables. If you want to add another table, just click on this plus sign. It will keep adding another tables for you. Now we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Like this. Maybe let me just see. Let me just see. Okay. So now this one, I will just bold the upper one like this. I'll bold it. And this one also, I'll bold it. I'm getting rid of these two. I'm getting rid of them. I'll just click on delete. Okay. So yeah, this is how we do it. The jump table. I will adjust the height now. If I want to adjust the height, I will just do it this way. So you see, I've just adjusted the height. This one, the height is too height. I will just adjust it like this. So you see, we give uniform treatment to all. Yeah. Okay, good. Now the next thing is break. You see, we are supposed to have a break time somewhere here, so I can simply create it somewhere here. I'll just come to break. So here I will just write my break. And normally break supposed to be in vertical format. And then so you see I've changed the directions and I gave it to the center, then root down. Maybe let me change it to 16. Okay, so this is let me change it to 20, for instance, 20. I think 20 is okay. So this is how we can simply create a timetable and we can customize it and change the font color and everything. Let me just see how to change the font color of this. Um, Let me just quickly select the okay, yeah. So this is the font color. You see, I can select any font color I want, but this in this case, let me just select. Or let me just select this color, this one. And then for the font style, I will choose white like this. Yeah. So I believe this is okay. And for this one also, I can change the font to black. Okay, so now you see you have successfully created our this thing. Let me change it. Okay, so now this is what we have, and we have created our simple timetable. So you can use table to create a lot of things. You can use table to create the schedule of activities. You can use table to create a lot of things. Now let's go back to the what do you call it? To the letterhead. So let's say you have your letterhead. I told you, who as our boss earlier told you, we have different types of what do you call it? We have different types of documents. So now let me just quickly show you how you classify the what do you call it? The document. You can either classify it as confidential, or you classify it as what do you call it? Or you classify it as restricted documents. So if you want to classify your document, the first thing you do is just go to design, and then you'll see this watermark, and then you'll see confidential. Let me just choose this one. I will just write confidential um, watermark, just custom watermark. And then you see here, just come and write what you want to write. This is confidential document. So once we just leave it like this, you can change the font color if you wanted to display it. But for this one, I think it's okay like this. I believe anybody can see that this is a confidential document. So if it is restricted, you just go back there and change it to what? Restricted. You just come to uh, restricted. like this and just click OK. So once you click OK, it will automatically be selected as restricted. So please, this is how you classify your document based on this. And the last thing, but not the least, is how. So the last part was okay. The last part was talking about the PDF. If you want to convert your document to PDF, because if you didn't convert it to PDF, whatever the stylings, whatever the customization you have done, there is every tendency, there is every possibility that it can just scattered. You understand? It can be scattered. So, how do you avoid all those things? Not, it's not all about, it's not only when you create letter, it's when even whenever you create anything, whenever you create a proposal, whenever you write a report, whenever you write, maybe you created your CV or something like that, it's highly recommended after you are done with everything, before you submit your file, it's highly recommended you convert it to PDF, because if you didn't convert it to PDF, even the font style can change. Even the font style only can change, because some features or some applications that you may try to open it, it may not be able to open the WPS or the documents or docs format. So it might scatter, or it might change the styling or formatting. So that's why it's highly recommended whenever you are creating this list, it's highly recommended you convert it to PDF. If you are done with everything, you convert it to PDF. And when you are converting to PDF, what you will do is just as simple as this. Once you click on file, you come to export, then you click on this create PDF, and then you just write the name you want. Let me just say Ahmad, and then you just click on published. So once you click on published, it will export it as PDF, and it will be seen as PDF. So you see, now you have just created a PDF of what do you call it, of your letterhead. So this is how you convert it to PDF, and it will be ready for the submission. Please, if there is any question, let me just hear you in the comment section. But this is where we are going to draw the curtain as from my own end. If there is any question from your own end, I'm audible. I believe I'm audible. Someone was saying I'm not audible. I believe I'm audible. So please, if there is any question, please kindly drop your question in the comment section. So please kindly drop your question in the comment section if you have any question. So silence means no any question. So with the absence of any question, I think we are going to call it a day. Thank you very much for listening, and have a wonderful night.